Welcome to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. I'm here with a Yaks board member, Amy. How are you, my dear?
I'm having a good day.
That's, hey, something to celebrate, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the Success Stories calendar, which I'm so glad you're part of, one of our founding members and one of our first 12 out there. What a big movement it is for the Parkinson's community to rewrite the narrative of Parkinson's and help people understand and engage and do more and accelerate the cure. That's the bottom line, right? Amplify voices. And one of the ways to get to that is by telling stories that make a difference. And you've done that with a beautiful story called Where Memories Go. And it's one of our success stories. And it's founded in a couple, you've taken how many cinema therapy? Three classes have you taken?
Three. I've taken three and I've been a mentor to one.
Okay, wonderful. So we're going to talk about scenes from two of those today, that of those movies that were influential because the cinema therapy classes focus on a single movie, and we'll start with Inside Out, which I don't think what I think Shawshank was your first. Is that right?
Yeah.
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 Okay. So Inside Out was your second class, right? And in Inside Out, it was, I think you were part of the initial group that took that class. It was a departure. It was only our third film in the program. And for those who don't know Inside Out, who are you people? The Pixar classic with the emotions really turned into what you did with when you addressed your emotions, the way that the movie addressed Riley's emotions. It opened something up in you, it seemed like.
Yeah. I have to try to remember now because I've written three different stories. I and how they go together. Um I think I was still struggling with it was letting go of my kids
Mm,
and them still needing me, but
right.
my trying to push them out, but it's not working. They're clawing to stay there. It's a difficult spot where like I gotta let go, but at the same time they're still clinging to me. I just need to not, I just need to somehow stay neutral or back off, and it's just watch them go.
Well, like most things in life, it's not like some people mistake the work we or any other intervention does. It's not like you write something and I'm cured, I'm done. You've
Now,
learned to manage the feelings better. Is that fair?
yes, exactly. It's like my first with Shawshank, I dealt with some really bad apathy.
Yeah.
And I think I think now as I look back on it, even though I conquered it, it's in that story. It is it's kind of come back. It's still there. It's never really left. And I talked about that. I wrote about that in my story, that she was always gonna, she personified my apathy, is always going to be with me. I just needed to learn how to manage her. So yeah, I felt apathy before. So the first time it hits really hard, you know.
Oh, yeah. But sometimes the awareness is the hardest hit. You
Yeah.
got this generalized thing, and people who deal with any kind of chronic condition just go, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like crap. And it's like, okay. And it isn't until we identify the thing, and then all of a sudden, it can be both a relief and a terrible fear point, right? Because you're like, oh, at least I know what it is. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
All right, now I really have to decide to deal with it, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's like with the Parkinson's diagnosis.
Same thing, right? Another chronic illness. So let's take a look. Let's go to Inside Out now. And one of my favorite characters in the film is what you've identified for what we're going to deal with today. Joy and Bing Bong have gotten together. And Bing Bong is, of course, a fictional friend from Riley's early years who she has kind of grown out of and is dealing with the fact that he's no longer a part of Riley's life, which is extraordinarily painful. Joy, in her growing up as an emotion, is dealing with how to be more than just joy and recognize that she doesn't have to be just joy. She can be a fully formed emotion, which can incorporate other things too. We are in the memory dump, the pit, right? The belly of the whale in this scene. And it's highly emotional. It's wonderful. I'm so glad you chose it. Let's take a look and then we'll react to it. Okay.
Joy was stuck down here. We might as well be on another planet.
Another planet. Who's your friend who likes to play? Who's your friend who likes to play?
His rocket makes you yell, hooray! Who's the best in every way and wants to sing the song the same? Who's your friend who likes to play? Bing bong, bing bong. His rocket makes you yell, hooray!
Hop in. Who's your friend who likes to play? Bing bong, bing bong. Who's the best in every way and wants to sing the song the same? Bing bong, his rocket makes you yell, hooray! Bing bong, bing bong. Who's the best in every way and wants to sing the song the same? Come on!
Come on, Joy, one more time. I got a feeling about this one. Bing bong, bing bong, his rocket makes you yell, hooray! Bing bong, bing bong. Who's the best in every way and wants to sing the song the same? Who's the best who likes to play? Bing bong, bing bong. Louder, Joy, sing louder!
Bing Bong? Bing Bong!
You made it! Go! Go save Riley! Take her to the moon for me, okay?
I'll try, Bing Bong. I promise.
Highly, highly emotional.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can wipe those tears.
Yeah.
So why does it hit you like that? Why is it such an emotional scene?
Because it makes me think about launching my kids and letting go.
Mm.
Yeah. And you know, it's what needs to be done, but it just I don't know that it's true, but it feels like because my kids have grew up with special needs, learning disabilities on the autism spectrum, stuff like that. Letting go as they get older, it's just different. I mean, I don't know what it's like to have kids that aren't like, mine, but I expect that people who are with you, I guess you call it empty nesters, and their kids went to college or whatever they did and they're successful, I'm sure they're sad too at times that they've let their kids go. But there's something very complicated and bittersweet about my kids still needing some guidance, but also needing to be independent, and I need that too. I need them to be independent, especially now that I have Parkinson's and I need help with things. So
You know, my dear Aunt Linda, who has a special needs son with Asperger's, and my cousin David, and then, my cousin Gwendolyn, who, is not neurodivergent in that regard. She could speak to exactly what you just said about the difference in those types of scenarios. So I think you're on point to say it is different.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what, if you were to take a bowl and label it sadness, my sadness, a lot of it is filled with this. Yeah.
So people look at that and some people go, well, geez, what good is that? What could I do by having my emotions stirred that way? So tell me, what good does it do to see your reality reflected or inspired in some scene? Why watch it, and what does it do for you?
It helps me unplug because it feels like I'm plugged up, right? I haven't shared it, or maybe I've tried to share it, but haven't really had the words. So that's it right there. Cinema can help you express something either by watching it and understanding something in that scene, and then you go and you see your friend or your mom or your partner or whatever, and you say, oh, I watched this movie, and in this scene they said this, and now I get it, I understand. Or you just keep it to yourself and you're just like, oh, it helps propel you forward. It just does, and gives you closure, whatever. There's so many things that cinema can do that, and it has the words, it has the visuals.
Yeah.
And the music helps bring up the feels.
So, no less a luminary than Roger Ebert, one of my favorite quotes from near the end of his life, said, movies are a machine that generate empathy. The empathy machine that they are. And I love that, because that's through having our emotions stirred and recognizing you're not alone with, like you said, things you didn't even know you felt until you saw them in front of you in brilliant, full scale humanity and went, oh my God, that's me. I thought that was just mine, or I didn't even know I was dealing with that. And you suddenly are bawling.
Yeah.
And by the way, the same scene can be seen infinitely different by every single person that sees it, right? It's not like it's meant to be one thing.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, that scene hits me to the heart because of the act of sacrifice, and that trope is one of my favorites in all of storytelling. The art of sacrifice and the act of sacrifice is one of the most heroic things any of us can do. And to push forward, to give on, to recognize that we have the stage for so long, and then, like you say, it is the next generation's or another person's. It's a beautifully human thing to do. And by the way, these were two animated things. One was a elephant / dolphin / cat, and the other was the manifestation of an emotion. And yet they were incredibly human.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that needs to be noted about the brilliance of the filmmakers and the truth of our emotional states. These are just our fleshy forms. These are not what make us human.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful. So there's scene number one, Inside Out. We see the beautiful things that it does. Now we're going to watch a different scene from your most recent cinema therapy as a writer, from Back to the Future, the beautiful Marty McFly, aka Michael J. Fox, in one of his most famous roles. And we're going to take a look at the moment where he has just set up his dad, George, to punch out Biff, and they've come into the dance. But the overriding difficulty is George and Lorraine haven't kissed yet. And that is the pressure that's going to keep, he's either going to die because they don't actually get together and the future can't be healed, or they're going to kiss and, life becomes good again. That's the tension in this scene. And there's a specific moment that I know touches you in particular about it. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. But let's take a look at Marty, who has this beautiful guitar that apparently he can play. And that's healing a piece in him to heal his parents. Here we go.
This is for all you lovers out there.
Earth angel, will you be mine? My darling dear, love you.
George, aren't you gonna kiss me?
I don't know.
Scram, McFly. I'm cutting in.
Earth angel, the one I adore.
Hey, boy, you all right? I can't play.
Excuse me.
So lovely. So you tell me, why does that get you?
Well, there's a lot of things I like about this scene.
Yeah.
But um the fading images on the photo, it just struck me that I sometimes feel like this, and I wrote a line, I think, in something recently. I think I'm like tweaking. I'm continuing to tweak the where memories go thing, and I think the line is something like, I sometimes feel like a ghost in my own life, and it just made me. I sort of connected to that kind of fading from the picture, because that's what I'm doing. And my life's a lot smaller, and it's not horrible. It's just, it's not a bad thing necessarily, but it's different, and it can be a little sad. But yeah, anyway, that's what I connected to.
I think it's wonderful for you to put the words to it like this, because there's a couple things that happen. You, with your awareness and acceptance, you give yourself the ability to act in real time with more vigor, with more force, with more energy, instead of the fallacy we live by is that we're going to live forever. That things are, even people kind of go, oh, I mean, I know I'm going to die. It's like, yeah, but what about not just dying, but not, as you say, being the fully 100% opaque person you are? What if you're at 90% opacity or
Yeah.
percent opacity? And what if it's a piece of you that, an image of yourself that's fading, and the new person's going to emerge that might be a form you don't recognize, right? Because maybe that's what's going to live now. And, like you said, it can be scary. It can be interesting. It can even be, I mean, some people step into that with fascination and become something they never imagined.
Yeah. Sometimes the new things.
What about the act of writing? We're going to turn toward your story now. I mean, what was your relationship to writing before taking the cinema therapy class, and how has it been enriched or changed?
I was reminded by my oldest friend recently. He brought me a old scrapbook that he kept when I grew up in New York and I moved to California, and I was 14 when I moved, and I sent him lots of cards and letters, and he kept them all. And I didn't know that. And he gave me this scrapbook, and I went back and I read, and I was like, my God, I just wrote so emotionally and so prolifically. I wrote a lot when I was through high school. I wrote a lot. I love poetry, and I would, I just, I, I think a lot of teenage girls can relate. But I didn't really keep up with writing. I would do it once in a rare while, with poetry or a letter, but not very much. When we got to having emails and all that, and then I realized some emails that I composed to friends that were longer. I'd look at this letter, or it might have even been a business letter, and I'm going, this is good. Yeah, this was structured well, or something. So that's it. That's where I was at when I started taking the class. I hadn't really written a long story since school days.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the story that's part of our success stories now, which this really, I think, brings forth a piece of you, and we're going to talk about a very important part of it, which is aesthetic distance, and it's something that you go back and forth on. I know, so we can talk about it openly. That here is the name of it. It's Where Memories Go, because the past never really stays put. A novella in progress developed in our cinema therapy program. And here's the lovely artwork. Amy Young, your name's on it. And so let's just start right there. This idea of our main character, Emma, who develops, as it's funny, I think you got a place marker for her with her age. It ended up being just a fun characterization, 13
Yeah.
or E63. It's really
Yeah.
cool. The Emma's not Amy. However, there's pieces of Amy in Emma. And talk to me about that separation when you've gone back and forth with it, and maybe why it's important to have that line that we call aesthetic distance for you.
Well, it is funny because so much of what I write is from my from my own experience. But what's good about that, or if cathartic is the right word, is that I'm able to verbalize or put in, to writing, my experience out of my own feelings and shell. I put it into this fictional character. And so when I'm writing, Emma did this, Emma did that, Emma felt this, it's not me feeling it, it's her. But then I can sit back and reread it and go, oh, and understand, and just understand things about myself, or learn things that I really hadn't thought about before. So, but
So you learn about you by writing a character who, again, you have a relationship with, but isn't you, right? She
right.
reflects things back to you, it sounds like.
Yeah, definitely.
I find that fascinating. Talk to me about this cover a little bit and the bubbles, because I know the scene it comes from, but set it up for the audience that doesn't know it.
Yeah, so if we're using the hero's journey as a guide, the classic, I think the classic location is you're supposed to be in a cave having your ordeal, confronting it's the big confrontation,
Right.
and so I sort of had Emma, I have to reread my story to remember every little detail, but I somehow Emma gets to this cave-like space, but it's not really a cave. It's just this weird ethereal kind of place that she's in.
Not that different from the memory dump, honestly.
Yes, you're right. It's a lot like the memory dump, because there's the bubbles. So there's these places, and there's all these bubbles swirling around, and they have faces in them. They're like little movies of friends, family, vacations, holidays, just events, just regular days. There's all kind. They're all there, and they're floating around her, and she wants to get rid of her bad memories, because they're the thing that she talks about is how, and what people don't understand about Parkinson's is that the emotions, you lose your filters, you lose your filters that protect you from being too sad, too happy, too angry. You're swearing all the time, and you can't go to the movies anymore because it's too intense. You can't watch anything, even in comedies. Sometimes you laugh too much. Wow. So Emma wants to get rid of these feelings because they hurt. They physically hurt. And she starts slashing away, and accidentally she has something that she picks up, and she starts bursting the bubbles, and then she goes after the bad ones, and then she accidentally hits some good ones, and is like, oh no, and realizes, and she has to then realize that you have to take the bad with the good. Yeah. And learn to live with that. So
that once again gets back to what we were saying about management of a long-term chronic illness, or in this case memories or emotions for that matter. I mean, Brene Brown, who we talk a lot about, says quite eloquently that if you just try to push down the emotions you don't want to feel, you're also necessarily pushing down the ones you do want to feel. So if you want less joy, flatten sadness. Now, who wants less joy, right? Nobody.
Right.
But if you want more joy, allow more sadness. And again, that's how it goes. So, we can't change the memories. What we can do is we can rewrite where they are now, right? How we hold them, how we live with them now. We can reframe the ending. We can't change what happened, but we can change what we do with it.
Yeah.
And in essence, I think that's what you're doing with this story.
Yeah, and I'm also, it's in my story and similar stories, it's about forgiveness as well, because some of the memories are things that were I was affected by, I was violated by I just, something that hurt me, or someone that hurt me, and I need to forgive it.
Why is forgiveness hard?
Because it doesn't erase what happened. It doesn't erase what actually happened.
So you're still seeking not clarity, but and it's not vengeance either. You're trying to seek justice, maybe.
Yeah, and you're never gonna get rid of the memory of the actual, whatever was said or done. Right. It's never gonna get rid of it. But that's why it's hard. It's really hard. But when you do finally get to that place of forgiveness, however you get there, it is a relief. It does feel better.
Yeah. Well, Amy, I can't thank you enough. What a beautiful conversation and beautiful scenes you chose. And you are an amazing, wonderful, powerful part of Yes and Exercise. And I'm so proud that you serve this community so well, that you do. Believe in us the way you do, and continue to bring us everything the way you do. So just as we head into Thanksgiving, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I look forward to everybody looking up both Amy's stories and the rest of our success stories that are on the website, and soon to be in a calendar that you can be part of by joining our Sustainer Circle. So go to Yes and Exercise, look at the Giving tab. You'll see how to join the Sustainer Circle and get your own 2026 success stories calendar featuring Where Memories Go, amongst many other wonderful stories. Thanks again, Amy.
Thank you.
All right.